Let's get into the tech news. First story of the day. Today is WWDC. It's Apple's developer conference. If you want to watch it live, I'll put the link down below. It's going to be live on YouTube at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So just a couple hours from now by the time of me releasing this video. Next up is about the Note 20 Ultra and the zoom on the back of the phone. As you remember, the S20 Ultra has that 100x zoom that makes it look like once you get to 100x, makes it look like you have an oil painting. Well, Ice Universe's tweet goes into detail saying the Note 20 Ultra will cancel the 100x zoom. The maximum is going to be 50x zoom. Samsung will strive to optimize the zoom experience of the maximum 50x, more focus on the experience. Now, if you've been following my channel, 50x zoom on the Note 20 Ultra, not a big surprise, but just further confirmation that it seems to be going that direction and that they're gonna, this phone's gonna be more of a refinement versus the S20 Ultra, like just fixing the things. And that's kind of what they've been doing the last couple of years with the S line to the Note line, and this looks to be much of the same. Next up, if you're a Galaxy Watch 3 fan, this is gonna be what it looks like with the screen on. This is the first photos we're seeing with the screen on, and it looks, the UI looks absolutely super similar, if not the same, to what we've seen on the other Galaxy Watch and Watch Active. Remember, this watch is due to have a 1.2-inch 41mm version and a 1.4-inch 45mm version, and also the glass will be Gorilla Glass DX protection, IP68 certification, military standard 810G compliant. It'll also have 1 GB of RAM, 8 GB of storage, and it'll run Tizen OS 5.5 with Bluetooth 5.0 and Wi-Fi. And the sensors inside will be an accelerometer, heart rate monitor, ECG, blood pressure monitoring, and sleep tracking. Last story of the day, this is going to be the cheaper version of the Galaxy Fold 2, most likely called the Galaxy Fold 2 Lite or something along those lines. And it takes a little design language from the Galaxy Z Flip and also the regular first version of the Galaxy Fold. Staring at the front of this phone, this looks very similar to what you get with the Galaxy Fold 1, where you have that big notch in the top right and then all display all the way around. And then when we make our way to the back of the phone, you see the camera with the flash. And also you see a little screen that's going to show notifications and things like that on that little small display. Now this makes it look different than the Galaxy Fold 1, but very similar on the outside anyway to the Galaxy Z Flip with that, you know, kind of long, skinny display. Also, I've heard that the hinge is going to be very similar to what the Galaxy Z Flip is like, so that's an improvement over the Galaxy Fold 1. And don't forget, the Galaxy Fold 2 Lite is due anyway, at least the rumors, to be priced at around $11.99. Let's get into the tech news. First story of the day is about Wyze. Now, Wyze makes super inexpensive security cameras that I actually love. I have a bunch of these all throughout my house. They work fantastic, and they've got a new camera coming out. They're gonna announce it probably in about an hour from the time of me releasing this video, but they sent an email out to people showing that it's going to be the Wyze Cam Outdoor. It'll be available again within an hour, so 9 a.m. Pacific, depends when you watch this video, but definitely today. Check out their website, I'll link it down below. I would expect it to be battery operated, meaning that you don't have to have this plugged in. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling, my guess is gonna be obviously completely wireless, battery powered, and very inexpensive like the rest of their products. And when I say inexpensive, I would guess no more than 35 bucks. Peter Lau, CEO of OnePlus, put out a tweet saying that who's ready for something new from OnePlus? Hashtag new beginnings. And what he's talking about most likely is the OnePlus Z, which should be a very inexpensive budget smartphone. The rumor is this OnePlus Z phone will start off in Europe and India and then maybe come to America, maybe not. And lastly, if you have a Galaxy S20 phone, you're on T-Mobile or Sprint here in the States, there is a new update that has just been pushed out. It is the update ending in ATF9. Doesn't give us a whole lot of information on what it fixed. It's obviously vague like the rest of their updates usually are. I did a little digging, and most people that have the update don't notice anything different. If something comes of light about this update, I will let you guys know, other than it just being maybe a security update. But it's pretty large at 304 megs, so I would expect something additionally is in there other than a security update. Let's get into the tech news. First story of the day is about the iPhone 12 and how fast the fast charger that comes in the box will be. And it looks like, from all indications, this is coming from Mr. White on Twitter saying the new iPhone 12 will be equipped with a 20-watt power adapter, which is slightly faster than last year's, which came with a 18-watt fast charger. The cheaper iPhone 11 only came out with a 5-watt, but if you got the Pro or the Pro Max, that came with an 18-watt, so it looks like this one will be slightly faster at 20 watts. Fanboys, I know you're gonna write it, go ahead. Samsung has a 45-watt charger. Other companies up to 65-watt chargers, so go ahead, type Y. Next up, NBC's new streaming network, which will be called Peacock, will take flight on July 15th. There are only a few more, or a handful of weeks, I guess, at this point, that you'll be able to get this service. It will be free initially for Android users up until October 15th. They'll also have a premium plan for $5 a month, and then if you want commercial free, it'll be $10 a month. If you're a golf fan, there's now a golf edition for the Galaxy Watch Active 2. It goes for $280. And not a ton, different with this watch. I guess the strap would be different for you, a little bit more sporty looking. Also, you do get a Bring Your Own Caddy with You app, which is the Smart Caddy app preloaded on the Galaxy Watch Active Golf Edition. You'll have real-time data and satellite-based images on over 40,000 golf courses worldwide, which is a $100 value, and you get that again for free. And the last story of the day, the OnePlus Z, which is the budget version of the OnePlus that's coming out. Well, it doesn't look like it's going to be called the OnePlus Z, at least per this little screenshot that Carl Pei, CEO, is in. And you can see in the background that little blue card right there. It says Nord. So it looks like it's going to be called OnePlus Nord. And if you're not sure what the word Nord means, it means north. I don't know. I don't really like that name, to be honest with you. It kind of doesn't grow on me. I don't like it. I think it sounds ugly too. What do you guys think? Let's get into the tech news. First story of the day is about the Google Android TV dongle. We've been talking about this for the last month or so, and we've got some kind of not more information, but more confirmation that it's going to come out. And this comes from the Android TV 11 preview, and it shows off a little video of it. I'm just going to show a screenshot of it, but it basically shows it plugged in. So it's definitely a go. It's going to be coming out, and it's going to give you Android TV from Google officially, and it should be priced very, very reasonable. It's going to be able to run 4K, 60 frames per second video, and that's all you really need, right? At that point, especially with 8K TVs not being super popular. So we should have this, I would assume, probably by next month. Next up is a really, really cool product from LG. It is their new earbuds that'll be coming out. And it's not so much that the earbuds themselves are like super cool, it's that the charging case themselves cleans the earbuds with LG's UV Nano self-cleaning technology, which has a built-in ultraviolet light. The case can eliminate 99.9% of E. coli and Ascaris from the non-toxic hypoallergenic air tips and inner mesh. Next up, we have a couple of Note 20 stories, so let's jump into those at this point. This first one comes from Roland Quan, who is a great leaker of information, saying that Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra has a 108 megapixel main camera. I know we knew, but I've seen hard evidence now, so consider it confirmed from my end. Now, if you're concerned with it not being able to maybe focus on objects like the S20 Ultra has issues with because of its 108 megapixel sensor, it should be different. It's a slightly different sensor. The Note 20 Ultra also will only have 50 times zoom. So 50 times zoom, this one has 100x zoom, which makes it look like a freaking oil painting. So regardless, if you're thinking about getting the Note 20 Ultra, either from jumping from this S20 Ultra or from some other phone, I would highly suspect that the autofocusing issues would be gone, and also that 50x zoom is probably gonna look a lot better than 100x on this one. Also with the Galaxy Note 20 phone, these are some case renders that potentially could be let out with the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra phone or Note 20 Plus, whatever you want to end up calling it, showing the camera setup and just what one of these cases will end up looking like on here. Nothing new, but again, just a kind of a cool look to see what a case will look like with that new Note 20 Ultra phone. And our last story of the day is this potentially is going to be what the Galaxy Fold 2 will look like. Look at that huge display. It makes me want this phone more and more every time, especially because there's no notch. You only have that little camera cutout. in the top right of the phone, but it seems a little bit more angled out to the left, and I guess that's going to be the big, change there, is that you will have a camera hole. Instead of it being all the way over to the right, it'll be kind of almost centered, but more off to the right with that. And then the other photo we're going to look at is the smaller display that will sit on the outside of the phone along with the back of the phone, where you see all the cameras and the flash. And this other render comes from Ice Universe, showing it with a different wallpaper, but again, the very similar looking front display, our main display I should say, showing off that camera punch out in the top right, angled out to the left a little bit more. I'm loving the design. What about you guys? Let's get into the tech news. First story of the day, another look, I think, because I can't remember if we even shown this phone off, the Google Pixel 5, which would be the successor obviously to the Google Pixel 4 and 4 XL. This is a look at it through a case manufacturer, showing off the back. Looks like the fingerprints will reside on the back of the phone still. I thought it was going to be on the screen, but it looks like it's going to be in the back, which is absolutely fine with me. You have the camera on the top left there, which is kind of looks like a little kind of sad O face that you would make, the little emoji thing going on with the two cameras side to side, and then the microphone it looks like at the bottom, and then the flash at the top. When you look at the sides here, the camera does have a little bit of a bump. When you look at the photo all the way over to the right, it also shows the buttons, and the buttons are going to be a power at the top and volume up and down. Below that, both on the right hand side. And other than that, don't really see much of anything else, but I don't know, Google Pixel 5, it's gonna supposedly have a Snapdragon 765 as well, so not flagship, but definitely inexpensive. Next up is all about the iPhone 12 Pro and 12 Pro Max. This is an iPhone 11, so it's still an iPhone, right? Well, the latest tweet coming out from Ice Universe says that a reliable source, if there is no accident, iPhone 12 Pro and iPhone 12 Pro Max have basically determined the maximum 120 hertz refresh rate. Now remember, that would match the refresh rate that you get with the Galaxy S20 device. And remember, this runs it at 1080p plus. iPhone, depending upon it, well actually yeah, it should run at about 2K plus, so better resolution than the S20. But remember, the Note 20, I want to say Pro Max, not Note 20 Ultra phone should have 120 hertz at 2K plus. But regardless, this is great news, because I know when I've been jumping over to my iPhone lately, even though it's like runs really, really well, just scrolling through stuff feels so freaking slow and annoying. Like, I hate how slow it is scrolling on it. So it's gonna be really nice when it's ultra smooth on that new 120 hertz display for the iPhone 12 Pro and Pro Max. These photos show off a look again. More and more leaks about this Galaxy Watch 3 here, right here. This, it looks like it could be like a classic version of the watch with a leather strap, and then just an overall, the design where you can move the outer edges of this watch to go through the operating system, the wheel. I'm not a personal fan of the classic version. I like a little more futuristic look, but yeah, if you're interested in the Galaxy Watch 3, this is another look at it. Last story of the day, as you can see from the headline, Galaxy S20 gets a July update with camera improvements. So if you have a Galaxy S20 phone, you can look forward to the July update, maybe longer than that if you live somewhere else like America. Another camera improvement, which is always great news, because even with the latest camera update on my phone, I've noticed that even at times when something's close like this, I still can't focus on it with the main camera. Even with it just being at like this focal length, it's annoying. It's super freaking annoying. So hopefully they continue to fix that kind of stuff. But regardless, even if they don't, I'm switching anyway. I'm either getting the Galaxy Fold 2 to replace it with, or the Note 20 Ultra. Let's get into the tech news. First story of the day is if you have a Samsung Galaxy Tab S4. That's right, this tablet's years old at this point, Tab S4, and you're in the United States, well, you should be able to download the Android One UI 2.1 update, also known as Android 10, and get a whole slew of new features, including improved dark mode and more. And this update is a 1.7 gig update, so check your software updates in settings to see if you got this for your Galaxy Tab S4, because it's out in the USA and Canada at this point. Now, this might be the last major update for this tablet, so grab it while you can. You should still get security updates probably for maybe another year, but I don't know about another major upgrade like Android 11. Last Last story of the day, we talked about the Galaxy S20 yesterday and the July update that's rolling out right now in South Korea. Now this update should roll out in more places as time goes on, obviously. And I was kind of vague on the details of the camera improvements, but I have even stronger details of what actually got improved. Now this comes from Reddit. It says on June 24th, Korea received another update with camera improvements. Here's the summary of what was improved. High magnification resolution improvement, noticeable from 2 to 50x, noticeable change from 50 to 100, less bright and a bit more natural than previous oil painting at 100x. So I'm excited to try that out once I get this update. Also, the zoom lens focus improvement in low light situations. It still takes more than 2 seconds to get focus in low light situations for the zoom lens. However, focus is correct this time. Previously, it struggled a lot for the zoom lens. Again, another nice improvement that we should hopefully be getting very, very soon for the autofocus. Close-up zoom changed its name to 2x. It activates from 6 centimeters to the object, more accurate, faster, improved usability. And then lastly, basic video stabilization is noticeably improved. So look at that, your Galaxy S20 phone that's maybe $1,600 or $1,400 or $1,200 or $1,000 is finally gonna be living up to its potential, at least in the camera department. But again, I did a live show last night, which you want to watch. We did 2 hours. Watch it. It's so much fun. We have take questions from the audience. I have guest panels on. It's awesome. It's a ton of fun. So watch the replay down below. But regardless, we talked in that about if we like the Galaxy S20 cameras. And I, like Tech Odyssey, who was on my show, who's also a YouTuber, go subscribe to his channel. We both said that, you know, it takes some really nice photos, or it can take some kind of hit or miss photos at the same time, especially with problems with the autofocus. Let's get into the news. First story of the day is all about those LG earbuds, the ones that we talked about a couple days ago. The one's called the LG Tone Freeze with their really cool UV nano charging case that it kills basically almost all the germs. Well, I've got a little bit more information. Let's check out some of the things we have here. This photo comes from their user manual. It says when plugged in, the case reduces bacteria on the speaker mesh of the earbuds in only 10 minutes. So as long as you keep those earbuds in the case, it'll basically almost eliminate, I guess, about 99.9% of the germs on there after about 10 minutes. As far as equalizer settings with the earbuds themselves, you get Meridian settings, which are immersive, bass boost, treble boost, and natural, and then you have some custom ones that you can set as well. They also have a Find My Earbuds feature, which is similar to what you get with the Galaxy Buds, and you can have the sound play in the left or the right earbud if you want. Battery life will be 6 hours of listening, and the case will give you another 12, so you get a total of about 18 hours. I'd be very interested in trying these out, so LG, if you're watching, which you probably aren't, but if you are, send some my way. I'd love to do a review on these. And the last story of the day is a pretty big get if this is a really, really true render, official render at that. So, and this is all about the Galaxy Fold 2, so sit down in your seats, get ready. I personally haven't seen these photos anywhere, so hey, maybe someone made them, but from what I've been told, they're official renders. You can fix me below in the comments if they're not, but this looks like it's showing off the Fold 2 branding on there with it folding, opening, closing. You see a back look of the phone. You also see the buttons, which would be, it's on the left there on the back, but it's really on the right when you have the phone oriented correctly with the volume and the power buttons and the fingerprint sensor, it looks like as well. And then lastly, what you probably want to see, the Fold 2, again, branding on there at the bottom, but then you see the phone opened up and closed, and you can see how large the phones look, including with the bezels and all of that, where the camera sensors are at the top right and at the top middle of these phones when they're open and closed. And I'm ready for the Galaxy Fold 2. I want this now. Hopefully it'll be my daily phone that I use every single day from here on out. 7.7-inch display for when it's completely wide open, and then it's about 6.23 inches when it's closed. What do you guys think? Real renders? Are you excited? Fold 2? Let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to hang out with us tonight live. I should have a bunch of tech YouTubers, I usually do anyway, that I bring on, and then also I allow you guys to come on and talk live with us as well. So always a good time, always fun. Thanks for watching. Have a great Sunday. See you down the road. Peace.